You're watching WGN Midday News.
And later lunch break, combining fitness and food, what you can eat to help you reach your goals.
Still to come in lunch break, how to find a balance between high nutrition and tasty recipes. Expert tips on eating to meet your fitness goals. The Illinois lottery drawing coming up next.
In today's lunch break, we're going to learn, we're going to eat healthfully. We're eating to increase our fitness performance. And athlete Nick Wernimont is the co-founder of Factor 75. It's a healthy meal delivery service. And first, I want to talk about some of the extreme athletics that you have done, because I have to, you're my hero.
But
mixed martial arts, really, really tough stuff.
Yeah. There was a period of time after college, I worked for a while and I grew up wrestling, and I missed the competitiveness and I started training with a guy who trained MMA fighters, right. And was doing pretty well. So he was like, you should start fighting. And then, I started doing it, and then it took over almost my whole life. Started training 4 hours a day.
And you have to be in incredibly good shape. So you had someone actually cooking meals for you. Now, here's the thing that just shocked me beyond belief. How much you say the food made a difference in your abilities.
Yeah, I was training 4 hours a day. Twice a day, and then I had a full-time job. I was getting run down and sick all the time.
Right.
Fortunately, one of my trainers hooked me up with a personal chef who started making perfectly balanced meals and brought them to my house. And almost immediately, I noticed a tremendous difference, not only like physically, in the cage or the boxing ring, but mentally in my job too.
Wow.
And it really just made me aware of how important getting the right nutrients, are to optimize your performance.
Because I think so many of us think, okay, work harder, train harder,
yeah.
But it's really about eating, and that is the idea of Factor 75. Exactly. 75% of our performance level, maybe even some more, has to do with what we're eating.
That's right, yeah. We did a lot of research on it, and recent research shows anywhere from 70 up to 90%.
Wow.
And so I tell people, if you're going to be working out, don't waste your workout. Get the right nutrients in there. So you're going to be spending an hour and a half a day. Eat well so that you can maximize the results.
Okay, so let's get to one of our great recipes, because we are going to make lasagna with, believe it or not, no pasta.
That's
You've
right.
kind of made some substitutions to make things healthier and better for us.
That's
so
right, yeah.
Let's get started here.
We started here with the saucepan. We put in a tablespoon of oil, and then we add our chopped garlic and pinched pepper already. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add an ounce of parsley to it, just like that. Take our spoon here, and a cup of red wine. Let that cook. And so we're gonna bring that up and let it cook till it's almost dry. And while we're doing that, we'll get started on the turkey.
Okay, so instead of using ground beef, you're using ground turkey.
Yep. So first we want to toast the fennel
Our first
seeds.
Substitution.
Yeah. And when we look at menu development, one of the things we do is we look at healthy meals or meals that people enjoy, and we deconstruct them and substitute healthier options in there, so we don't sacrifice on the taste, but they get higher nutrient value with the meal. So like butternut squash, everybody likes lasagna, and we take out the noodles, we add butternut squash, and that improves the nutritional value and actually improves the taste.
So you had some fennel in there with your turkey meat,
and
then
we're gonna add the salt. We're gonna season it with some salt and pepper. If you want to add that in for me.
Put a little pinch of each of those in there.
You bet.
Okay.
We're gonna brown this and let it cook here with some sage powder as well. So we have a tablespoon of sage powder, mixing that in. And
a little granulated garlic in there as well.
So I'm gonna mix this up, and I'll be honest, I'm not a professional chef, so thankfully I got a team of chefs that do this for me, for our customers.
You put the idea together, the company together, and then you pulled the chefs who are gonna pull it off.
I make it once in a while.
So after the meat is browned, then we're over here, and then instead of layering the pasta, you are layering butternut squash.
That's right. Yeah, so we start off with a layer of the sauce, which we're still cooking up over here. That way the squash doesn't burn when you cook it.
Oh, okay.
So you want to start with the sauce, and then you're going to cut your squash in half and then slice it so you have half-moon pieces. You basically layer it almost like shingles. So you start at the corner, layer it in shingles. You don't have to worry about the overlap, because as this cooks, it's going to basically mesh and meld together in a nice layer.
Exactly, just like a lasagna would. Okay, and then you layer, of course, the meat in there.
So then we're going to do basically 2 layers. You want to add, half your turkey sausage on here. Turkey crumble like that, and nice and even. Then we're going to add some of these onions, and it depends on how much you like onions, how much you put in there, but something like that. Then we do a layer of sauce here.
A layer of sauce.
Yep.
And then you bake it the same way you would the lasagna.
Exactly. So then you're going to do this, and you're going to do this one more time, so another layer of each. And so we have our squash half moons here. We layer these on top. something like this. And again, you don't have to worry about overlapping. You can put them in any.
Sure, and then this is what the final product looks like here. I'm so excited to taste this. This idea of making a healthy lasagna. I know it's got no cheese and it's got no pasta in it.
It's awesome, yeah.
But it's good for you. It's going to make you feel better.
That's right, right. And it's really, you know, it's surprising. We have calorie ranges for our meal sizes with medium and large. And in order to get to the calorie range for a medium, like a butternut squash, there's a ton of food in there. Because the squash is such a, you know, low-calorie, high nutrient-dense food.
Right,
that,
so you're full and you feel great. I love this idea. Thank you so much. This was so necessary for all of us. Factor 75, you can find them at factor75.com or on our webpage at WGNTV.com/midday. We will have this great butternut squash lasagna recipe and also a link to Factor 75 if you want to have these meals made for you and you can get healthier and feel stronger. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.